Alright, so here we have the initially primed model. I've got about 4 hours to get into the best standard possible. I've not tried to hit everywhere with a primer. I'll catch those with the airbrush or the rush brush. The recessed areas are not going to get the most physical painting anyway, as in they don't stick out, so they won't get great bunny ears by dry brushing. So yeah, I'm just going to fill in the gaps with the airbrush, and we have to go. And then we just stop being scared of our model, get some zenithal priming down, and things will feel a little bit more healthy. Not very much time though, so that's the main issue. I don't want to do anything that I have to reverse, so we're going to be doing the basics solidly, and then probably putting down a wash or something like that, spending some time on the base. And on the face is still blue tacked, so it should be easy to pull it off. All right, mask off. So here is where we are. Quite a bit appreciating on the go. As you can see, I've tried to suggest that his hand is lit. That's probably the most important part of the piece, and also that the mushrooms are light sources. It's a little more subtle in real life than this looks. The white's being picked up quite aggressively by the camera. Maybe that's a bit better. Anyway, yeah, got our colors down, kind of got some purple vibes going on from below, which is what we did with the rest of the army. So now it's time to start putting some colors down. A little note, a real shame here, actually, a bit gutted about this. The areas where I filled in insignia, you can see one here, you can see one here, you can see one here. Because the milliput's softer than plastic, when I've sanded them, the sponge has kind of pressed into the milliput more than the plastic, and despite the fact that it's got plastic either side, I've actually ended up with still some recessed details, not nearly as recessed as they were, which was a lot. But yeah, I think there is a way around this tongue twister when you're tired. I'm gonna have to paint any areas with these on traditionally. So dry brushing and washing, because they're texture-based techniques, they're really gonna show this up. I just need to hold that in mind, and all of his flesh is gonna have to be done with layering at least over these sections, which shouldn't be too bad, but yeah, it is a real shame. Things like this just look like a scar, that's kind of okay, but anything that looks like a tattoo, like that's the horn rat symbol on a stick or something like that, yeah, it's going to be fairly obvious if I use wholly texture techniques on them. So I'm going to have to work out how to get around that, basically. Maybe the armor plates I'm just going to rust up as a result of this. It'll look cool as well, but yeah, that's a real shame. I'm pretty gutted about that, but c'est la vie. It's how it works with conversions and things like that, and I don't have the time to change it particularly, or the inclination. He's had enough hours in his building. A learning point for the future. Okay, so start with some brushwork on the base, and actually I've put a little bit on the blade, which is looking kind of cool at the moment. Time to make a bit of a start on the wings. I think I'm just going to go with a fade from you know, inside to outside and then block out the ribs. I might try moth wings at a later date on it. The base is looking quite cool actually, and any extra time I get once I've done the mushrooms and things like that, I'll go into detailing. I think I'm going to stipple the armor and then give it a light dry brush so it looks a little bit metallic. And same for the fur, we'll give it a dry brush, and then the entire thing's not had a wash on it yet, which is very weird for me. So we'll be putting down some washes in different places. The tail, I think it's going to have to come to the event blue tagged, which is awful, but I don't want to glue it on and then have it permanently in the way. It does add a lot to what's going on. Obviously it needs washing because it's quite a bit paler than the rest of him now, which it's not been hit as heavily with the glazy colours from below, but it should look pretty tasty when it's all done. Right, and yeah, final straight. We've got like 40 more minutes. Let's do our best. Okay, so there are a few mistakes I made in this rookie ones, especially when you're really tired. It's worth front-loading the tasks that require precision as early as possible, because you're just going to get worse and worse and worse. More on that shortly. So you can see I'm moving around the model. I'm trying to cover the bits that have got the biggest, most messy tasks first. That is sensible, but there's definitely some key things that I should have done earlier and left, you know, like blocking in and washing and stuff like that until the end. Starting to make some decent progress. Here is probably where I would say that I could have swapped things around fairly significantly. So the silhouette of this model is going to be badass. The wings get a huge amount of attention, and the way that I'm trying to get away with this piece done in a fast fashion is this step you can see here. So these veins, or whatever you'd call them, that are running along the wings, not only is the silhouette super recognizable, but they are really dark on a really light background. They were horrible to paint when I was tired, like really, really, really bad. And because the wings are completely separate from the rest of it, I could have absolutely just, you know, left this and had it done way, way, way earlier and then done basic tasks after that. But, you know, you live and learn. So yeah, you can see it's all easy stuff here. I could have done this right towards the start of it and hated my life a little bit less. He does look great though, and the silhouette really, really does work.